We are anonymous. No faces, no flags, no permission slips. Let's talk about Melania Trump. By all available evidence, Melania Trump is having one of the worst days of her life, and that is saying something considering she voluntarily married Donald J. Trump, a man whose legacy is bankruptcy lawsuits and a trail of unpaid debts longer than his list of former associates now facing indictments. Her long-anticipated vanity documentary, funded and distributed by Amazon MGM, has collapsed in spectacular fashion. Critics roasted it, audiences ignored it, comedians devoured it, and in a moment so absurd it feels like satire, supporters were literally forced to bribe people to attend screenings, according to reporting from The Telegraph. On opening night in London, just 2 tickets were sold for a 6 p.m. showing at the View Cinema in Islington. 2, not 2 rows, 2 people. That is not a soft launch. That is a cinematic death rattle. And in the United States, things somehow got even more embarrassing. In Boston, someone sympathetic to the Trump brand, whether a die-hard MAGA loyalist, or a grifter hoping to exploit desperation, you decide posted a Craigslist ad in the gigs section offering free tickets to the Melania documentary, plus $50 cash per person, on the condition that attendees remain seated for the entire film. Yes, you read that correctly. Free tickets, plus $50, but only if you sat through the whole thing. No bathroom breaks, no early exits, no mercy. The ad initially read like a sad cry for help wrapped in patriotic buzzwords. Attend the Melania documentary at any Boston area theater during opening weekend, it said. Free tickets plus $50 per seat occupied. The phrasing was so precise it sounded like a scam written by someone who has spent years watching Trump supporters get fleeced by fake charities, gold coin schemes, and grift-heavy fundraising emails. And people responded. Not because they cared about Melania Trump, but because Trump's economy, despite the endless propaganda, left many Americans desperate enough to consider being paid to suffer through propaganda cinema. The ad was later updated to claim the promotion had reached capacity. Those selected to attend the film will be contacted directly, it said, trying desperately to project demand where none existed. But here's where it gets truly incredible. While this story was being documented and screenshotted, the Craigslist post was updated again. This time not with confidence, but with panic. The organizers announced the promotion was being shut down because legal counsel warned it likely violated campaign finance laws. Campaign finance laws. Yes, the same laws Donald Trump has treated like polite suggestions his entire political career. The same laws he ignored while paying hush money, laundering donations through shell entities, and lying about foreign interests. Suddenly now they cared. The updated post went full MAGA meltdown. It blamed the fake news media, the lunatic left, and corrupt election laws for ruining what they called an effort to help true American patriots and provide much-needed relief for Biden's economy. They claimed the film was sold out everywhere, which is demonstrably false. They urged readers to donate money and buy Melania-branded merchandise instead. Jewelry, trinkets, more grift, always more grift. In other words, the entire thing was exactly what it looked like from the beginning, a scam wrapped in nationalism, collapsing under its own illegality. And that wasn't even the worst part of Melania Trump's week. As the film cratered, it was simultaneously being review-bombed across platforms like Letterboxd. According to the Daily Beast, users openly admitted they had not watched the film and did not intend to, instead using their reviews as a form of protest, particularly against ICE and the Trump administration's immigration policies. One review read, "I ain't watching this, and neither should you. Fuck ICE." Another said, "I did not watch this dump. Fuck ICE. Fuck Trump. Fuck anyone who supports the New Age Nazis." Yet another simply stated, "I did not watch this. Fuck ICE." And honestly, that is peaceful protest. That is digital resistance. And it says more about this film than any polished studio review ever could. But the deeper you look, the uglier it gets. The documentary received a private screening for around 70 select guests on the same night federal agents fatally shot 37-year-old nurse Alex Peets in Minnesota, a fact many critics noted as emblematic of the disconnect between elite political vanity projects and real-world suffering. The film was directed by Brett Ratner, best known for the Rush Hour franchise, and for being accused by multiple women of sexual assault in 2017. Ratner stepped away from Hollywood after those allegations, only to quietly return to direct a documentary glorifying a woman deeply embedded in Trump's orbit. And if that wasn't disturbing enough, Ratner's name has since appeared in the newly released Epstein documents. Yes, those Epstein documents. in the latest tranche of files released by the U.S. Department of Justice. More than 3.5 million pages, including roughly 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. A previously unknown email exchange surfaced between Melania Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell. Let that sink in. An affectionate email from Melania Trump to the convicted sex trafficker who assisted Jeffrey Epstein. Dated 2002, back when Melania was still using her maiden name and was just dating Donald Trump. The message reads like a socialite fan letter. She praises a New York Magazine article about Epstein, compliments Maxwell's appearance, mentions travel, invites contact, and signs it with love. Dear G, it begins. How are you? Nice story about Jeffrey Epstein in New York Mag. You look great in the picture. Give me a call when you are back in New York. Have a great time. Love, Melania. Maxwell later responded, addressing Melania as Sweet Pea. This is not speculation. This is documentation, and the timing is impossible to ignore. The Epstein files dropped the same day Melania's movie was released. If the goal was distraction, it failed spectacularly. Professional critics who actually endured the film were no kinder. The Daily Beast described it as an unbelievable abomination of filmmaking. One reviewer joked that surviving the screening felt like a war story, wondering why no one was outside the theater selling "I survived the Melania movie" t-shirts. They described unintentional humor, robotic dancing to YMCA, awkward moments so stiff they bordered on surreal, and ultimately concluded that one meme-worthy scene does not redeem an otherwise miserable film. And perhaps the most poetic irony of all, Jeff Bezos reportedly burned between $40 and $70 million funding this project. Pocket change for him, yes, but enough to immortalize Melania Trump, not as a cultural icon, but as a punchline, a mockumentary that was never meant to be one. So here we are, a movie no one wanted, tickets no one bought, a bribe that violated the law, a documentary tied to Epstein Maxwell and a disgraced director, and a former president whose name poisons everything it touches. Donald Trump has always been a black hole of credibility. He drags everyone around him into scandal, humiliation, and decay. Melania was never separate from that orbit. She just enjoyed the illusion that she was above it. That illusion is gone now. If you are watching this, do not let it disappear. Talk about it, share it, document it, mark it, expose it, because embarrassment is the one language these people understand. We are anonymous. We are watching, and we are not done.